Hey guys, it's Lucy Kate and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to talk about how I became a model in Japan. So if you're interested in modeling too, just keep on watching. I just got my nails done today and they look really good. Oh my god, I'm just gonna give some time to appreciate them. Well, first of all, I'm going to talk about how exactly I became a model. I started modeling around my first year in Japan, so I was about 13 or 14 years old. I was scouted by multiple agencies. I really recommend that you really check for every agency. You have to be careful and make sure that the agency is safe. There was nothing wrong with the other agencies, but I just felt that they didn't really suit me. And the agency I ended up joining was an agency that was pretty well known. I decided it was the most suitable agency for me. And talking about how I was scouted in a very modern way. I did have some experiences of being scouted just walking in the city. But the agency that I joined, I was scouted on Facebook. So I ended up getting a message from my then manager, and she said that she was interested in me, wanted to see me, so she just asked me if I was interested in modeling. Unlike auditions, I didn't really have to do walking or anything. I basically just went to the agency and just talked, and it was kind of like an interview. And I think it's pretty more strict for auditions. For auditions, they usually have age restrictions or height restrictions. I think modeling in Japan or Asia is more suitable if you're small in height. Obviously in Western countries, they usually require at least 170 centimeters, but in Japan or maybe Korea or China, they don't really require such a tall height apart from fashion shows. The first time I met my then manager, we just talked and it was an interview, and she basically gave me the documents, the contract on the day, and I ended up signing and joining. I was really interested in modeling and I was very shy at the time, but still I wanted to just take the opportunity, so I pretty much signed the contract on the day. Next, I'm going to talk about my experience being in a modeling agency. So at the time, I couldn't really speak Japanese, so I was very shy and nervous going to photo shoots. For the first 6 months, I took modeling lessons where I did walking lessons, posing lessons. I learned a lot in that 6 months. After that 6 months, I went into a different category of the model agency. It's the professional category. It was pretty hard because I had to juggle modeling with school. So there were days when I had to miss school and I traveled to faraway places on my own. It was a very tough experience, but I feel that it made me become more confident and independent. Next, I want to talk about what kind of work I did when I was in the agency. So I had lots of commercial photo shoots, so magazine photo shoots, kimono photo shoots, because obviously I model in Japan. We did lots of hair shows and yeah, just those kind of things. I was very, grateful for the work that I got, but I guess as I started to maybe become 16, 17, I did have some doubts of whether I still wanted to be in the agency. So obviously being in an agency has its benefits. You are more likely to get, well-known jobs, the pay is secure, and so on. But for me, I'm a very independent person, which is why even now, I don't work for a company, I just do freelance work or I'm an entrepreneur. The thought of just being stuck inside an agency didn't really fit with me. I did have, thoughts for a couple of years of whether I wanted to quit or not. I guess part of me didn't really have the confidence to quit the agency. One of the reasons that made me want to quit my agency was because there's not much freedom. Obviously, because you're employed or you're employed, you have to represent that agency. And for me, I'm a very free-spirited person. I don't like to be told by people, what to do. Other things were, I wanted to do so many things. So obviously I'm interested in YouTube. I wanted to do more social media influencer work. So you can't really do that when you're an agency. Everything has to go through your manager. Even though the pay is good, of course you have to split the money with your agency. And yeah, there was other kind of issues which I'll probably talk about another time. I did feel a lot of pressure being in an agency, and I think many other models feel that too. For example, a common example is your weight. So I did feel insecure about, whether I was fat or not. Those kind of things kind of like really stress you out and they're not good for your mental health. I ended up quitting my agency when I was 21 years old. Next, I'm going to talk about how I got started as a freelance model and how exactly I got jobs. Especially in our current generation, lots of people want to become influencers and they're more interested in freelance work. So I think lots of people are interested in this topic. So I never did any auditions or anything like that. It all started from my Instagram. After quitting my agency, I made a new Instagram account because I just wanted a fresh start. And I started from 0 followers. It's been about 1.5 years since I remade my account, and I currently have nearly 3,800 followers. Now, I know that's not a big number compared to, famous YouTubers or influencers, but to me, I'm very proud of how far I've come. So what I did was I started by just posting simple selfies of me, outfit pictures, old modeling pictures, and I used hashtags. Hashtags are so important for promoting yourself. Examples of hashtags that I used were hashtag freelance model, or in Japanese I'd use hashtag like Nagoya model, Tokyo model, those kind of things. So hashtags are so important. I think just posting regularly as well. So I find that the more I post, the more job offers I get. At the time, I would post nearly every day. I have to admit that recently I have been slacking off my Instagram posts. So I have to admit, at first I didn't get that many job offers, but I also started to follow people. So I'd follow people in my niche, like modeling or like hair makeup artists, hairdressers. And luckily enough, lots of people knew me from when I was in an agency. So my first photo shoot was actually a female hairdresser who knew me from when I was in the agency. We've worked together before. That was my first photo shoot as a freelance model. She tagged me on her Instagram story and on her Instagram posts, and that was the way that I managed to boost my followers to a whole other level. Third important thing is being tagged by people or having people share your posts. That is so important because it really boosts your account at such a different speed. So then they started to DM me and ask me for photo shoots. And so I started freelance modeling, I'd say May 2019. So it's only been 1 year and 4 months. And then by the next month, June, I was fully booked. And I'm not over exaggerating. My schedule was full. And I had university at the same time. And I quit my part-time job. I didn't need to do that anymore because I was making so much money. For June, July, August, I was constantly modeling nearly every single day. I do multiple photo shoots in a day. So busy, but I'm so grateful for it. Then from September, I started my own business. So that's where I started to decrease my photo shoots. The ways that I get jobs are through DMs. Some people like to ask me via Gmail, my email, to make it more professional. Some advice I'd like to give you is to just make sure that you're doing your work safely. So if you're an agency, you have the safety. Your manager might sometimes come with you to photo shoots. There's multiple staff, and my agency always made sure that there's female staff. However, for freelance modeling, you get your work through DMs or Gmails. Now, the good thing with DMs is you can check out their Instagram account. You know if it's a famous person, like how many followers they have. I always like to check if their Instagram is real or not because you never know, their account could be fake. So if they work for a hair salon, you check if they work at the hair salon. You check if they've done photo shoots with other models. And if it's an email, you have to be more careful because people can make fake email accounts. I know it might sound like I'm over exaggerating, but there has been models who have been murdered, kidnapped at photo shoots. So as a freelance model, you just have to be really responsible and keep yourself safe. And then the next thing is know your worth. When you're an agency, the agency has a set price. They will not go lower. However, if you're a freelance model, people might underestimate you, or they might say that they have a budget. However, you must always know your worth and not go lower. I have been modeling for so long, since 13, 14, so it's nearly been 9 years since I modeled. And as I've taken lessons, I consider myself a professional model. So obviously I want to be paid for the amount that I'm worth. So just make sure that you are strong-headed, don't give in, so negotiate your prices. Next, I want to talk about the benefits of freelance modeling. The number one benefit is you have freedom. When I was in an agency, I never got to dye my hair. Now I can just do whatever style I want. I can just be so independent. Last year, I dyed my hair for the first time. I went platinum blonde. Won't do that again because my hair is dying now. You have the freedom to express yourself. Unlike Western countries, Japan is more strict when it comes to their models' images. Because I joined when I was so young, that kawaii image stayed with me, but I wanted to do other niches. I wanted to do other types of photo shoots. And the second benefit is you get to be your own boss. To me, that is something that is so important. Because I'm my own boss, I get to choose when I do my photo shoots. I get to choose what time. If you're an agency, they just put in your jobs. And another thing about being your own boss is you get to keep your own schedule. And some people might find that hard, you know, like you get so many DMs, job offers, you have to like write them down, make sure you don't mix them up. But for me, I'm a very organized person when it comes to that. I like to write and keep my schedule. If you can't do that, you can always hire someone when you make more money. Now for me, I like to do everything by myself because I'm a very independent person. The third thing I'd like to mention, which kind of ties in with both having freedom and being your own boss, is you get to do other work. So when you're in an agency, it means that you're practically dedicating yourself to modeling. Your agency expects that of you. However, if you're freelance, you can do other freelance work. I currently do translating, I have my own English school, I do influencer work, and so on. So I have so many things going on right now, and it's just so amazing. I think I've pretty much talked about everything about my journey of being a model. Thank you so much if you watched this whole video, and also thank you for the support recently. I've been getting so many comments and more views, and I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you. That is the end of my video on my experience of being a model, how I became a model in Japan. If you enjoyed this video, if you are interested in becoming a model, or if you're a model yourself, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as I upload every single week. And also go check out my Instagram, which is @ilucykate. So if you have any requests for videos, they can be in English, Japanese, pretty much anything. I'm open to anything. Please comment them down below or DM me. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my video next week. Bye guys!